and welcome back for another clarinet tutorial from Nottingham Music Excellence. My name's Chris Allison and I'm going to play this lovely piece from the Grade 1 clarinet book for ABRSM called Arirang, I think that's how you pronounce it, a traditional Korean tune. So I hope you enjoy the tutorial. Here we go. Okay, so you've heard the music. Let's say a few words about the detail of the music. First of all, it says, I noticed it's arranged by Roderick Williams. Now, Roderick Williams is actually a singer that was, he was actually in the King's coronation. And the reason I know this chap is because he's a very good singer, professional singer, and I taught his son the saxophone at Warwick School where I work. So yeah, it was nice to see his name pop up on the music there. But it says it's a traditional Korean tune, and actually I really like this piece actually. It's got a nice sort of feel to it, hasn't it? And I do love this accompaniment that comes in. You get this nice sort of 3/4. I like the pieces actually that have got a bit of a piano lead in before you come in. I think for Grade 1 it gives you a little bit of a helping start just to have someone set the tempo for you. So firstly, let's just say a few words about that introduction on the piano. So really listen carefully here. And really, you've got 2 bars to kind of really latch onto the pulse, haven't you? So, you know, it's a bit of a kind of an oral test combined into the start of some of these pieces, isn't it? So really listen, really try and identify the pulse of the music. So I'm just going to play the first few bars here. So I think it's got a nice kind of, it's got a nice flow to it, and I think it's one of those tempos that you can really sort of, really place that first note very carefully. One of the first things that immediately struck me with this is the tune is actually quite long, isn't it? The phrase lengths are quite tricky, so I think you just have to be careful where you're going to breathe, and I think don't try and get to bar 10, whatever you do. 8, 9, 10, yeah, don't try and get to bar 10. You've got to find a good place in there to breathe. So I would suggest 1, 2, 3, 4. I would suggest breathe after that dotted crotchet at bar 4. Take a really good breath there, and then you might get through to bar 10 then. So and then you're going to breathe there. So then you might get through to the next sort of crotchet rest there. You might struggle to get through that far if you're a young player, but see how you get on. I think the dynamic is slightly in your favour because you don't have to play with a big sound. It's marked MP, so you can play with a softish sound, and you might just manage that. So just beware of the breathing difficulties on this one. And let's just take a minute to look at the phrasing. So that bit that I just played at bar 8 there, I think that phrasing is quite nice. Try and da 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 da. So try and phrase those quavers in 2s. So try not to get away with just sort of slurring it all or tonguing it all. So do the phrasing as marked, and it does make a difference. It does sound quite nice. And you'll hear that on your 3rd bar as well. exaggerated it a bit there, but you get the idea. So do those quavers in twos as marked, and it just adds a little bit of interesting detail to the music. And then a lovely moment at bar 11 actually. Push a bit more of the sound through here. I think it's quite nice to sort of open up the sound at some point, isn't it? Get some volume through there, and it will just help you sort of, I always think if you play a little bit louder, it helps you play over your nerves as well. If you're in an exam situation, you're feeling a little bit like that, you know, you get a bit where you can actually put some sound through, and it will help you sort of just play with that confident sound. And it's back down to piano again, unfortunately. But then it finishes, it goes back up to MF again, but then down to piano. So I think use those moments where the sound does pick up, just because you've only got 2 moments in the piece where it's marked MF. So just use those moments to really get some sound through the instrument. And remember, of course, that when you're playing the low notes of the clarinet, although they do sound nice and they sound quite dark, don't they, on the clarinet, remember that you have to just push a little bit more sound through on those notes to get them to sort of project. So don't play them too weedy, you know, make sure you really fill out those nice big fat bottom notes. Okay, so I think that's all I need to say on the detail of this one. I think this piece is down to like the way you play it and the musical finesse in the performance rather than like the technical detail. So the technique side of it is not too taxing, but you just got to make it sound really nice and make it sound really special. So that's it for the tutorial side of this one. If you've got any questions, of course, do leave it in the comment section. Click that like button if that's something you're into. And also in the description are the timestamps for the various sort of parts of the video. My website is on there if you want to contact me. I do lessons in Nottingham where I live, and I also do lessons by Skype or Zoom. So play along section is coming up now. Choose the tempo that you prefer. I've got 2 versions on there, and see if you can get it in synchronization with the piano in a really tidy way. But that's it for this one. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.